titled this speech, My Experience and What I Choose to Do with It. I don't remember when I became a Christian. I just know that I am one now and that Jesus has always been a part of my life. When I was little, my entire world was family and church, and that was about it. And I was okay with that. I loved the world I was in. I thought it was weird for people who didn't go to church and who didn't know the name of Jesus. It just was a really odd thing to me. But this also kind of affected how I viewed Jesus. When I was like 4 and 5, I just thought Jesus was a thing that people did, and that was just how the world worked. It's not how the world works, is what I learned way down the line. When I was growing up, my circle of friends was very small. It consisted of about 2, sometimes 3 friends, and that was it. And I was okay with that. I loved being around my friends. I loved being around people. That's something I had then and is something I have now. Hopefully I will forever have. But what I didn't realize when I was really small was that I experienced a lot of peer pressure. The people around me wanted me to do what they wanted to do and to like what they like and to basically be like them. And I didn't think it was weird. Littler me, just thought that if I do this thing, maybe then they'll do what I like. And that's very rarely how it went. I also experienced being put down a lot for the things I liked. Even in more recent years, people thought what I liked was weird and that I was weird, and they weren't afraid to tell me. And I couldn't really get away from that for a long time because they were all the people I had, and I didn't want to be alone. Skipping ahead just a little bit, well, more than a little bit, skipping ahead to when I was about 14 years old, in December of 2018, I think on the 8th of December, I was in a car accident, and this is probably one of the biggest impactful things that have happened in my life. I think I woke up about 2 days later, woke up to the point where I was conscious enough to retain memory, and the people around me told me what happened. People around me were family, close friends, and they told me that I had been in a car accident, as well as having my ear sliced off. It was hanging by about that much skin off the side of my face. I also had this whole half of my face fractured into pieces. And I also had neurosurgery to stop a brain bleed, which has a scar going from out here all the way down the side of my face. Now, why did I just paint such a lovely picture of how I looked? Well, it's because of what happened after. The surgeon who put my ear back together did it almost perfectly. You couldn't tell something happened to it today. And the fractures in my face, none of the pieces had actually moved. And so they were like, don't touch anything, don't breathe, it's fine. And when they went to do surgery on my brain, the bleeding had stopped. All they had to do was clean up the blood. The doctors were also amazed that my hearing was perfectly intact, nothing had affected my legs, and that my memory was perfect for the most part. And I was a miracle. It wasn't a coincidence. After this accident happened, after I recovered, I started questioning a lot of things. I may have been fortunate enough to not be physically affected to this day, but there was someone else who wasn't quite as fortunate. So I started questioning things. I started thinking about life after death. I started wondering why the person next to me had died and I didn't. And I started thinking maybe I didn't die because I wasn't ready for heaven, which was the scariest thought I could have ever thought, which led me to question even more things. But somewhere through that questioning, I don't remember how exactly, but I started viewing Jesus not as a thing that people do, like when I was really little. I started viewing Jesus as a relationship that I choose to have with him. which completely affected how I view going to church, how I view reading the Bible, how I view going to a Christian school and being around Christian people. And even today, Jesus shows me day by day how real he is. But that was all then, not the Jesus thing, the accident thing. That was all then. That was when I was 14. I'm really old now. Who cares? So what did I choose now? Well, I could say that I claimed the title as a victim of tragedy forevermore and will wallow in my self-pity. But that's not what I chose. I chose to overcome. I overcame because of Jesus and because of the supportive people around me. Without those things, I would be a very different person today. And I learned that not too long ago that not everybody has that. Not everybody has supportive people around them to help shape who they become in a good way. Not everybody knows the name of Jesus. So I decided that I want to take what happened to me, the peer pressure, being put down, tragedy, loss. I wanted to take that and help other people who go through those things, people who are at such a pivotal moment in their life, who are deciding who they are and who they want to be. I want to help shape people in a good way, support people through hard times, and maybe even with a little help from upstairs, introduce them to a relationship with Jesus Christ.